Hello everyone. I am in the truck right now. It was 15 degrees the last time I checked, and it is nice and warm in the sun. I am nice and bundled up too. My dog is here and he's doing fine. We're only out for a little while, but I figured I would crochet while I could in between work calls and make a little quick video just to chit chat, see what's going on with everybody. I cannot finish that blanket for my son right now. He's happy if I just end it now. I think it's a little short, so I'd like to finish it. I have more of the yarn. And I feel like I'm missing a stitch here. I am. Okay. The ends are always difficult for me, but I get there. So today I am using my extra ball of Jiffy bonus bundle because I have been stressed and I need to use a comforting yarn. I really do. I love Jiffy bonus bundle and I think it's being discontinued, and I'm really sad about it because I think it's a fabulous yarn and most people don't know about it. So the more I talk about it, I feel like the more people will consider it and think about it and buy it, and maybe it won't get discontinued because I think it's amazing, and I really hope that they come out with some of the colors that they used to have of it. If you look it up online, you can see some amazing variegated colors and things that I would really like to use. I actually look on Facebook Marketplace for Jiffy sometimes, not the bonus bundle, but the old vintage Jiffy yarn, because it's the same and it's fabulous. But I love Jiffy bonus bundle. You can get it on Lion Brand. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it a variety of places, and Amazon has them reasonably priced. They're the same as being on Lion Brand, and Lion Brand right now has a sale going on, a buy one, get one 70% off, which is really worthwhile. So if you're going to buy a Jiffy bonus bundle, you might as well buy two. It's pretty fabulous, and I just love it. It crochets up beautifully. I'm going to put this a little closer. This is just half double crochets. I'm using an 8mm hook. I think they recommend a 6.5mm for this, and I did try that last night, and I did not like the hook I was using, and I did not think that it worked up any different than this. I did a few rows of it and I pulled it out and started again because I just did not feel satisfied. I've made many a sweater with my 8mm and Jiffy, and I just know it works and I love it and it makes me happy. So that is all that really matters, right? I have sweaters that I like, that I'm happy with. But I have to admit, I have a shelf full of sweaters. I have a wardrobe full of sweaters. I have bags full of sweaters, all the same delightful turtleneck that I like so much. But I need to sell these things. So if you have selling advice, please let me know. I really want to get my stuff out there because I really think that people would enjoy it, and I make really nice things. The only thing that I can't do is the sleeves. When I finish making my sleeve, then I have this end to weave in, and I never can get it to stay woven in. I don't know what the heck I'm doing wrong, but it just won't stay woven in no matter what I do. They always pop out on the sleeves, and that is my only weakness, I think. So if you have advice on that, please let me know, because I guess the way that I do it is that I go in and out of the stitches along the top of the sleeve like this. I'm trying to show you so that I have it all on my hook here. And I just do this until I grab the end of the yarn and I pull it through. So it doesn't stay, it pops out, and I find it really annoying. I think that's my only complaint about sleeve making at this point, or just the weaving in of ends I've never liked. And I usually tie a knot, and that's that. I'll snip off ends instead of weaving them in. But having had problems with sweaters and knots, factory knots that I've left in, or knots that I have done, sometimes have come loose, and I've had issues with that. And I have had a sweater that I really like actually start coming undone on the sleeve. And I have to redo it, but I'm really upset, and I haven't been able to touch that project because I just am so furious at myself for not doing it well. I'm not sure. The yarn is very slippery, so I really can't blame myself, but I strive at tying very good knots. My husband has taught me a lot over the years. He's made some suggestions here and there that have really worked out. for my crocheting. So I think that it's something that I just suck at. I don't know. I can't weave into ends. But anyway, I will say that the blanket that I'm working on for my son is nearly done, and I have less than half a ball left of the Bernat blanket to use. So it's like a couple more rows, and I just can't sit there. I'd rather start using Jiffy, that's a comforting yarn for me, than do that. I don't know. I'm just at the end of my rope today, and with crocheting that blanket, I don't know. It's just not my favorite thing, and I have a really hard time making things for other people. I get really stressed out, and I really want it to be perfect. I'm like a perfectionist that way, and come on, let's be honest. Nothing that I make is absolutely perfect, but I think that it is. A lot of it is perfect to my eye, and I don't see many exceptions to that when I make things. Sometimes things come out bigger or smaller than I want. If they're smaller, I give them to my son. But if they're bigger, I really don't know what to do with them. And I've tried giving them away. I really want to sell them. I have beautiful sweaters that are soft and made of fuzzy things. I have several pipsqueak sweaters I'd like to sell. I have some amazing, beautiful things. And I just feel like there's no audience looking for that, or that I'm not reaching. I'm not sure. So that's what I have to say on that subject. Using this Jiffy yarn has really made me very happy. It has really predictable results, and it's so soft and fluffy. And the ball is so big. Look at this beautiful, big, soft ball. It's lovely. I love my Jiffy bonus bundle. And my son and I sing a song about Jiffy bonus bundle when it comes in the mail, and we walk to the mailbox to go get it. He and I will sing a song about it. So clearly we like this yarn. I say we, but it's me. I like the yarn. My son does not crochet yet. He has done a little here and there. He knows from watching me what the different stitches are, and he can identify them, and he knows how to do some of them a little bit, but not really. I've tried teaching him. He just doesn't have the patience. But he's interested in a Woobles kit, and I'm tempted to get that for him. They're really expensive, so it would have to be when there was some good sale on it or something. You know, like some big coupon that I could use or something. But because I just hate to waste the money on something that he's gonna, pick up for 5 minutes and then put right down and never use again. Crocheting for me has been such a wonderful thing, and I taught myself how to crochet. I read a book, this old vintage book from the 70s that was called Learn How to Crochet, and believe it or not, you can still get it on Amazon. It has a hideous cover with a woman in a rocking chair wearing an ugly sweater vest, which you can learn how to make in that book if you want to. Just kidding, nobody would want to make that. It's really unattractive. There's like a teddy bear on the front cover and some other little things, and it does have those patterns in it, which is nice, but it teaches you how to read patterns. It teaches you how to get the basics down, how to hold your hook, how to hold your yarn. And I don't hold mine correctly, but I don't think it matters. I really think that how you hold your yarn is a personal decision. It is all about how it feels for you and what works for you. And I use this little technique of just holding the yarn this way with my fingers like a little bunny. And that's always worked for me. I clearly can crochet, right? So does it matter how I hold the yarn? No. Tension is a big thing that people talk about, but I think if you keep the same tension on your crocheting, it doesn't really matter. Your stitches will come out the same. But maybe that is also why I can't do really small things. I also have no desire to do really small things. That's just never appealed to me. I have yet to find a small crocheting project that I would like to do. Like a really small hat or something. I just haven't found anything that has appealed that is really small, using a small hook and small yarn or thread. Sometimes it's thread, and that scares me. People make these big, beautiful, lacy table covers and tablecloths and table runners and all kinds of beautifully crocheted and patterned decorative items using crochet thread, and I don't know how they do it. That's amazing. I have a friend actually who does that, and I am just wowed. I've never actually seen her crochet. I've just seen her work, and it's really impressive. she's busy, she's working, she doesn't have time to crochet, she has a new puppy. So she's got a lot going on, and she has not crocheted any time that I've seen her yet. But I do hope to actually see her work, because I need to see teeny tiny that way. I think it's fascinating. I just have no desire to do it. I've always been drawn to the novelty yarns, which is a term that I actually find offensive. Why are they a novelty? Why are they not just a regular fun yarn? The novelty yarns, I feel like it's just, I don't know, clownish or childish, something that I don't like about that term. But that is a term that I have to obey and use so that you understand what I'm talking about. But I like really fuzzy, fun yarns. I don't like the ones with like little polka dots of other yarns on them or things like that. But I do enjoy a fuzzy yarn. I do not like eyelash yarn. Okay, I have tried. There is one eyelash yarn that I've used that I've liked. And it doesn't feel like eyelash. It's more like fake fur. Thin fake fur, but that's more what it is. And I've tried the Premier eyelash yarn, and I really disliked it. I couldn't figure out anything to do with it. I don't have yarn that I want to combine it with either, because that, if I combined it with something else thicker and just a regular yarn, it would come out great. I can see how you could use it that way, but I just haven't found anything that I want to mix it with or use it with yet. But I have several balls of it. I think I have enough to make a whole sweater out of it, because that was my hope, that I could actually, you know, crochet it into a sweater. And I certainly can't. I've tried a variety of hooks with it. I've tried. I even tried combining it with a couple different yarns that I have that I'm not crazy about on their own, that like having purple eyelash yarn might enhance them somewhat. But I just haven't. I don't know. I'm not into the latte cakes right now with that kind of fuzz on them. And that's the kind of fuzz that I would be creating using that yarn, the eyelash yarn, mixed with something else. So it's just not, it's not what I'm feeling. Sorry to ramble for a while, but I really just wanted to crochet and chit chat. My husband is off working today, so I'm working myself, and I have long periods without phone calls coming in that I don't have much to do. So I crochet and I have fun. And yes, I am making another turtleneck. If you've seen my videos, you know this is the start of yet another turtleneck, not just a scarf or anything. And it's hard to believe that this ugly little rectangle somehow turns into a turtleneck, but it does. I've made so many now. I'm so ashamed of how many I've made and how many I've forgotten that I made. Oh my goodness. I've pulled some out and been like, whoa, I made this? Go me. I think that's great and fun because I've made so many that I just forget. If there are any patterns that you particularly love and find yourself drawn to this way, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what other people really enjoy making, like over and over again. Now, I have ADHD and I have sensory issues. So I'm really particular about what yarns I use. They have to be soft. They have to be like appropriate for my sensory issues. Like Red Heart Super Saver, I just can't tolerate because it's too rough for me and I don't like how it feels running through my fingers. I appreciate that yarn. I have used that yarn. It is a good yarn, but it is not something that is on my list of things to use unless I'm desperate on like a desert island, and then I'll use it. But I really don't enjoy it, and I have to enjoy what I'm doing to get through it clearly, because I'm not enjoying making that blanket. I don't enjoy making that blanket right now. So we all have things that we like and do, but I'd love to know what does it for you? What makes you tick? What pattern you follow or you have done in the past that you have found really stimulating? I really like that. So please let me know. I hate to keep continuing this because I know I'm going to get too far and I have to save it until my Lion brand yarn that I ordered ships and comes to me, because I'm dying for it, everyone. I'm dying for that yarn. It looks great. It's called Feels Like a Dream. Big, fuzzy, puffy puff ball of fluff and air. It looks a little bit like their Woolies Air that they just came out with, which I have read from people they hate. They have a really hard time with that yarn, and I actually did a review on it, and I love that yarn. It is difficult to work with. You cannot frog your work. I mean, maybe a stitch or two, but that's about it. So if you have to pull out a whole row, you're screwed. That yarn is very difficult that way. But to actually work with it, I used my 8mm hook with it to make a beautiful sweater. It's thick, it's warm, it is cozy, and that yarn was fun to work with. I still have 2 more that I'm in process of making. So anyway, I am very happy with using my Jiffy bonus bundle and this huge ball of soft, fuzzy yarn. Can you see how fuzzy this is? It's really hard to show you, but it's very fuzzy and soft. Here, oh, good. You can see the fuzz right here. It's very fuzzy, and it's really soft to my fingertips, and it's just, oh, it's so delightful. And when it crochets up, it's still really, really, really soft. I don't want to pull my stitch out, but anyway, this folds over to make the turtleneck. I know it's hard to believe, but it does. And it's just so soft. You love having it against your skin. And it's very warm. I wear them in the winter like this. And clearly the things that I crochet, I wear on a daily basis, actually. It's very rare that I wear something that I didn't make or something on me that I didn't make. I usually have a hat or a scarf or, you know, something that I've made on me. A coat. I've made beautiful coats now. Out of blanket yarns, and I really like doing that. I have thought about doing a tutorial video on it, but I'd really like to sell the pattern. I came up with it on my own, and I made something, but I had some testers do it, and theirs come out different than mine or a different size. So I'm not quite sure, because they're using the right yarn, they're using the right hook, but I think they're just tighter crocheters than I am or something. But to have it come out much smaller than mine is kind of shocking to me. So I'm not going to be able to sell that pattern, but I might do a tutorial video, and maybe if I do a tutorial, people see how I crochet, they might be able to relax their stitches enough to do that. I'm not sure. I don't want to change how people crochet and whatever. I'd love for other people to be able to make these beautiful coats that I made. I mean, I have a hooded one that I wear all the time, and I love it, but this fleecy thing that I wear, I got off Amazon years ago, and they are super warm. I've had, you know, all kinds of outer garments, but this has been my go-to favorite for winter for years since I got it. And that you can't buy it anymore. The company doesn't even exist anymore from what I see. COVID probably wiped them out. But I really love my Amazon fleecy. It's just regular fleece. It's lined, you know, it's not lined with anything. It's just fleece. But it's thick and warm, and it keeps the wind out. There's a little breeze right now, but I am not bothered. So that's that. Oh, Teddy is here with me. He's in a little ball, curls up over here. Here is my little Teddy. Boop, you can't really see him, but there he is. That's his face. So that is Ted, my dog, Teddy. His name is actually not Teddy. It's TD. It stands for Temple Dog because he's a Shih Tzu poodle and a rescue puppy, by the way, I'd just like to mention. And he's been amazing in my life. I love my little Ted. He's perfect in every way, except that he's a trash hound. He goes after my trash everywhere. And we've taken all like food stuffs out of it, and he still goes after it. He'll pull out like a Q-tip or a piece of paper or something out of there. Not anything tasty or good. And it just makes us laugh, but it is a pain because if we leave him for a little while, we will find that there is a big trashy mess where he's like chewed through some tin foil or whatever, and there's nothing on the tin foil. But it smells like food because there was. So there's like a food residue that he's after. But like I said, we've been really working on not putting any food trash that way in the trash, to rinse containers out and clean them before we're putting them in the recycling or, you know, anything like that. So anyway, that's what I have to say today. But sorry to keep you for so long. I hope you have a wonderful day. I highly recommend people watch tutorial videos. I've learned a lot from doing some of these tutorial videos of things that I'm interested in, and I love following a good tutorial. I think it's a lot of fun, and generally I can keep up with the person that is doing it. You know, you have to pause the video when they're like, I'll meet you at row 40 or something, but otherwise I really find it great, and I enjoy it. And I think that a lot of people could learn how to crochet using these videos to teach them. I'm trying to teach my sister how to crochet, but she lives really far away, so I don't have the opportunity to sit with her and do it. So I'm trying to find good beginner tutorial videos that will teach her all the basics. So she's really interested in making a blanket. I thought I could teach her how to make a blanket and how to, crochet straight edges and things like that. I mean, the basic things. You can crochet a basic blanket, especially with a big hook and blanket yarn you can. So it's really rewarding, I think, for a beginning crocheter to make something like that right away. I made, for my very first project for crocheting, I made a big coat out of really difficult fluffy yarn. It was Patton's yarn, and I want to say that it was called something dream. Fluffy dream, maybe. No, it was like maybe it was even feels like a dream. I don't remember, but it has dream in the title. It's long since been discontinued, but it was a lot like Woolly's Air, which is not a beginner yarn. And that's what I made for my first project. I still have it. I never wear it. I'd love to sell it. It's actually a beautiful coat. And for a first project, I nailed it. I'm really impressed. The sleeves are the same length. I followed a pattern. I did it. And it was an old vintage pattern that I followed that was beginner friendly. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that people can learn how to crochet anything that they want. I set out to make a very particular sweater. That was my second project, was to make this really fancy, special, hard, difficult sweater. I bought the pattern on Etsy, and it's called Lutein Fleurs, if you want to look it up. And it's this lovely French designer named Sylvia Dami, I think. I don't know how to say her last name properly, but that's, I think, how you say it. And she makes fabulous patterns, but she made this long elf hood sweater with like a flower design around the chest, and I just loved it. It's a beautiful cardigan jacket kind of sweater, and it was actually the second project that I did. I practiced it a lot on yarns that I didn't want to, waste, and then I had this expensive yarn that I bought that I was going to make the sweater in, and I waited to use it until I knew that I could make it in the right size, because I didn't want to waste the yarn, and it was a yarn that wasn't going to frog well, so I took my chances and I made it. It's perfect. I still have it and I love it. I never wear it either. Never, ever, ever. I don't want to take it out. It's so perfect that I just hate to wear it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I do. I think I'd love to sell that one too. It's really beautiful, and I could see it in the window of a really fancy shop or something. Like a hippie store that would want to sell an elf hooded sweater. Anyway, that's what I'll say today. And if you have questions, comments, please put them down below in the comments. I do read each one, and I usually reply if they need a reply. So please don't hesitate. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye now.